error. If you see that the mechanism in which way the Java handles the exceptions, so first the exception occurs, then your program user defined exception handling mechanism or built-in mechanism, that Java creates an exception object, then it throws the exception, and then it handles the exception. So three things we will be learning mostly like C++. The try, where the protected code is written, where the exceptions are raised, and catch to handle the exception. The catch is the exception handler. And sometimes we will be throwing the exception also if it is not being thrown by the built-in exception handling mechanism of Java. So again, exceptions will be checked and unchecked. In the previous page you have seen, the checked exceptions are checked at the compile time, and it cannot be simply ignored. It will have to be handled by programmer. For example, the IO exception. Unchecked exceptions, like you have not checked seriously your code and somewhere you have tried to divide by 0 to find the square root of negative value. So it occurs at runtime and it is ignored at the compile time because there is no syntactical mistake. So examples are given here: divide by 0, array out of boundary, and they are built-in exceptions in Java. So basic example format in which way we are writing the Java. For simple, we have given here one try block within the main function where protected code is written that may raise the exception, and the catch block is the exception handler. So it catches the exception and displays the error message, and rest of the code can be written here. So mostly or simply we are using these two blocks, the try block and the catch block. Try block to code and code to raise the error if the exception occurs, and catch block to catch the exception and to display the exception or error message. One example program I have given here. See that example program. I have given that program name example1.java. You know that the class name also should be example1. Main function is there. So first I have tried that one string variable name but initialize it with null, and then try to print the length of the string. Certainly it will cause the exception, no, because the string is initialized to null and we try to find the length of the string. So it will cause null pointer exception. The another, I have taken one example in the try block to find the result dividing the x by y where the value of y is 0. So it will cause an arithmetic exception. We are printing here the result, but here in this statement only it will cause the arithmetic exception, and finally the catch block will catch the arithmetic exception and what you want to display the message divide error or it can't divide by 0. So some important points to note here. So what will be the output for name equal to null and finding length? So null pointer exception will be executed automatically by the Java. And for divide by 0, you have already defined one mechanism to display the error that it can't divide by 0. Now, the Java has the detailed concept of this exception handling mechanism. The types of exceptions can be classified in two groups, whether it is the built-in exception or user-defined exceptions. User-defined exceptions will be the last topic of the today's session. First, we will see the example of the built-in exceptions. You will see here that all the built-in exceptions are in Hungarian notation, where writing the code you will have to take care. What do you mean by Hungarian notation? All these built-in methods or built-in mechanism having their names, the first letter of each word is capitalized. So arithmetic exceptions, array index out of bound exception, class not found exception, IO exception, interrupted exception, no such field exception, no such method exception. If you are writing some function, that function is not there. Number format exception, runtime exception, and a string index out of bound exception. So few examples we will be trying from these built-in exceptions, and at last we will see that user-defined exceptions. Because for the user-defined exceptions, one thing is must, that you will have to extend the exception class, and exception is thrown using the throw keyword. Here in built-in exceptions, all the exceptions are caught automatically by the catch block. There is no need to write the throw. So some important points to note. A try block may be nested also. Means one try block within the another try block. The inner catch block will execute or catch the exception of the inner try block. I have given here that one try block is within another try block. So this catch block will execute for this try block, and for outer try block we'll have to write the outer catch block. If catch block is not written for any try block, those exceptions will be thrown by the Java as error. One more point to say, that there may be multiple catch blocks in a program, but point is here that if you are not throwing an exception through the try block, those catch block will not be executed. So there may be multiple catch blocks, but they will handle the exceptions if they are called, if the exceptions are thrown by the try block. Again, I will take here the keyword and methods or blocks which are used in exception handling in Java. So first we will be seeing the try and catch. Then the third one is finally, where to use the finally. And last, the throw and throws. So here is one program, complete program to check code and execute this exception handling mechanism with the try and catch block. So I have written here x equal to 20, y equal to 0, and the result is x by y, and I want to print the result, but here the arithmetic exception will occur, and the catch block, see here the built-in exception, arithmetic exception, it is written, and it will print here can't divide with 0. And one block is given here for